Hi, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Market Edge with a SEBI expert. Today we have Arjit Garg. In this session, we will be discussing about crude oil that is currently down at $95. We'll be discussing about the global markets currently positive. India VIX is down. FII selling has also slowed down. We saw continuous buying sessions too. And in this particular session, we'll also be discussing about four main stocks: Eicher Motors, Torrent, BSE, and GAIL. So let's get started. Ajit, thank you so much for joining. And let's start with a quick overview of the market.
Hi, good morning, Yupadam, and good morning, everybody. Let's quickly dive into the markets. Yesterday's session was an awesome session. We had an amazing gains throughout the day, a gap up followed by a rally. So, I believe day before yesterday in our session, we were talking about on Friday, I think Thursday or Friday, we were talking that when would the market sustain a gap up and when do we realize that the market is actually good when we see a gap up and then there's a rally followed by that gap up. So gap up hua, market sideways hua, and then when we see additional rally, that is when that's the exact point when we realize that okay, now the strength is coming in the market and now the market is ready for a fresh rally or maybe a fresh breakout, right? And that exact thing, precisely that thing has happened yesterday in the session. We saw a huge gap up, right? Because the entire news, everybody was ready for the US Iran peace deal, right? Both of the countries have announced that we are now we are going one step ahead every day for the peace deal. So everybody was ready for it. Global markets are all positive. We also opened with a gap up, remained sideways for the entire day, and by the end of the day we gave a huge green candle, broke the important resistance of 24,000, which was a strong psychological resistance as well. And you see, Jesse, gap up what 24,000 पे, the market was resisting for a while until the final hours, right? So that is a big positive for us. The reason behind it again purely is the global sentiments that came on from the weekend. Now, to support this, if you look at the crude oil, which is Brent crude, below $95, which is a big, huge positive. Again, it's like good positive, but it's not like the risk is all over because above 85 and above 80 is still expensive. But it's just that कि 120 रुपए से तो सस्ता हो गया, at least 120 से it is down to 95. So that is a big positive, of course. And that is the exact reason why we have seen a huge gap up and the positive rally in not just the Indian market, but all of the global markets. We have seen a good rally. Although now, if we come down to look at the global markets today, so yesterday Europe and US, their markets were closed because of the annual holiday. But Asian market is open, so Asian markets say maybe we can get some insights and maybe we can see which direction will open today. So all in all, for yesterday's session, big positive session, and maybe the rally can continue in today's session as well. Deeper.
Got it, got it. Currently, we saw the gift nifty is actually down. It is in red. Can we look at that part as well?
Sure. Let me quickly look at if Gift Nifty is. We can look at Gift Nifty on Trading View. Gift Nifty futures right there. Right. So Gift Nifty is down 0.24%, but it's not like 57 points. It's not like below 24,000. If it opens below 24,000, then it might be a little risky for us. But again, risky for futures and option traders. If you're somebody who has bought stocks and stocks लेके खरीद लिया है and you are like wanting the stock to rally, then we might talk about those stocks in the stocks when we talk about stocks in the further in this session. But talking about index, I think 57, 60 points gap down, that is fine because we have already crossed an important resistance and we were almost 1.3% up yesterday. So हल्का सा cool off आएगा market में, so that shouldn't be a problem for us. Throughout the day we have to look at 24,000 as an important support. So if 24,000 is broken throughout the day decisively, मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ आपको कैंडल का विक बन गया नीचे and you are like कि नहीं टूट गया, not like that. You actually have to have the entire candle below to 24,000, just like this. जैसे यहाँ पे ग्रीन कलर की कैंडल है, this candle has completely broken 24,000 का level and it has gone up. इसी तरीके की सेम कलर में, अगर सेम टाइप की रेड कलर में, इफ यू सी अ कैंडल ब्रेकिंग 24,000, दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड अ डिसाइसिव ब्रेक ऑफ द लेवल. Until unless we see that, तब तक there's no need to worry about breaking 24,000. तब तक अगर विक नीचे बनता है तो it's like a buy on dip opportunity. You should buy on dip and then you should make the index move up until 24,146 and 24,351. So if Nifty is down, that's fine. That's a little small cool off that is coming in. Probably also because the US Iran deal is not going that fast as it was going yesterday and over the weekend. So over the weekend तो ऐसा था कि अभी क्लोज हो गया अभी साइन कर रहे हैं बस. But on the Monday night we had some more clarity that okay, it's not going to happen today or tomorrow. It will take a while for both of the parties to settle down. So maybe that is the reason why Gift Nifty is down. But all in all, a little cool off is expected. That is fine. No need to worry about that.
Got it. And in the last few sessions, we have not spoken much about the India VIX. Currently, India VIX is down. Can we get more insights on the same from you?
Definitely. So India VIX falling is again another big positive trigger because I think we've discussed this a couple of sessions ago also. So India VIX is the volatility index of the Indian market. US के लिए we have US VIX. Other markets के लिए we have almost every market has its own volatile index. So हमारे लिए the volatility index is called India VIX and it's very simple. जब जब ये 20 के पास में आया है तब तब मतलब मार्केट में बैंड बजी है बेसिकली. 20 के पास में आ गया इसका मतलब इट्स ट्रिगरिंग इंक्रीज्ड वॉलेटिलिटी. जितना पास 20 के होगा उतना ही ज्यादा मार्केट पिटेगा नीचे, उतना ही ज्यादा मार्केट गिरेगा. एंड जैसे ही ये 20 से नीचे गिरना चालू हुआ है, यू लुक एट द डेट इज 18th of May was when it made its high again. 18th and 15th of May जहाँ पे 20 के आसपास में 20 पे था. Let's really come down to the Nifty 50 and we see where were we on 18th of May. We were at the absolute bottom. एंड वहां से जो रैली आई है उसके बाद से भी नेवर सॉ 23,300 अगेन. उसके बाद से हम पॉजिटिवली ही बढ़ रहे हैं. सो इंडिया विक्स का गिरना हमारे लिए बहुत अच्छी बात है. लेट मी लोड इंडिया विक्स अगेन. या सो इंडिया विक्स का गिरना हमारे लिए काफी अच्छी बात है. एंड नाउ दैट इट्स नियर 15 एंड इट्स ऑलमोस्ट गोइंग बिलो 15, दैट इज अ बिग पॉजिटिव एंड यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट पॉजिटिव रैली इन द मार्केट बिकॉज ऑफ दिस. अब इंडिया विक्स से और एक चीज पे फर्क पड़ता है, दैट इज योर ऑप्शन प्रीमियम्स. इंडिया विक्स जितना बढ़ा हुआ होगा, जितना इंक्रीज होगा, इफ इट्स नियर 20 above 20, योर ऑप्शन प्रीमियम्स विल राइज लाइक एनीथिंग. Like you'll make more money in option buying when India VIX is high, and when India VIX is falling, that is when you'll find it very difficult to make money from option buying because your option premiums might not rally as fast as they used to do when India VIX was high. So decreasing India VIX indicates another thing. It's positive for the market कि market बढ़ेगा, अच्छी बात है, but your option premiums might not like jump or like your options might not just go 2x in a single day irrespective of the rally. So these are the two perspectives and two ways to look at for India VIX. All in all, I'd say it's good that it's falling. It's fine if you cannot make a lot of money in options. You already have a lot of stocks and you can anyways buy Nifty futures and you can make a lot of money from there. So अगर option में नहीं भी बन रहा है पैसा, that's fine. You have several other ways to make money from the markets. Take it.
Got it. Now let's look at a few main stocks, starting with Eicher Motors.
Sure. So let me quickly look at Eicher Motors fundamentals because it's a fundamental pick that I had chosen Eicher Motors. So we can just look at
Okay.
the fundamental here, the quarterly data as well as the year on year profit and loss statement. So again, if I create a detailed video around it, it'll take me at least 15-20 minutes. So we're just going to look at four important parameters here. First one would be sales. So sales quarter on quarter, mein sales is flat. It's not increasing. It's flat. If you look at operating profit is flat as well. And if you look at margins are flat as well. It's near like the previous quarter, 25%. And your profit after tax, which is your net profit, that is rising. So 1421 crores, say it is up to 1520. So irrespective of low revenue, flat operating numbers, but still you have and flat margins, of course, you still have good amount of increasing profits, right? So that is point number one. Quarter on quarter basis पे आपके numbers अच्छे हैं, they're satisfactory. It's not bad, it's satisfactory. And now when you come to year on year numbers from March 2025, यानी last financial year से इस financial year के बीच में, if you look at the entire year's data here, revenue, solid rise, huge jump in revenue. You look at the operating profit, huge jump there as well. Margins are same, but if you look at the net profit, again, a big jump there as well. So this indicates that Eicher Motors is doing very well fundamentally. Ideally, we look at balance sheet and cash flow statement, all of this ratios again. But for now, just to get an overview, the profit numbers and the sales numbers are awesome. So that is the exact thing that is reflecting on Eicher Motors technical charts as well. Yesterday, the stock had opened with a gap up and was up almost 6.3, 6.5% in a single trading session. Right. So that is why it was like a key stock to watch. Ki, yaar, okay, this might be an area which people might have missed because yesterday almost everybody was crazy for banking, financial services, and finance related stocks. Right. So if you look at the top gaining sectors for yesterday's session, we had PSU Bank, Bank Nifty, Financial Service, Private Bank, and Auto was at the last stage. So everybody was crazy about auto and banking stocks and financial services. So I thought maybe Eicher Motor is one where investors might have not really looked at that closely, right? Another stock that we have to look at apart from Eicher Motors, right? So another stock would be Torrent Pharma. Now, pharmaceutical stocks, so obviously all-time favorite. Hai. I have a bias around pharmaceutical stocks because of the previous companies that we have seen already. So if you quickly look at the fundamentals for Torrent Pharma as well, we can look at the quarter numbers, revenue increasing. You look at the operating profit. Margins, however, margin is squeezed 1%. But if you look at the operating numbers, they are perfect. You look at the net profit, the profit has taken an impact on quarter basis. And I think on year basis, this hasn't impacted the profit numbers much on an annual basis. Just one quarter where we saw bad numbers. But then if you just look at from a longer perspective, on yearly perspective, I think the numbers are good. You look at the revenue, you look at the operating numbers, margins has also jumped 1%. And if you look at the net profit, good 10-12% jump there as well. Same stuff. Again, you look at the technicals, huge jump in Torrent Pharma, but then profit booking has come in because the stock has risen almost 9.5% in a single trading session, and then people started booking profits there. So I think if you look at the pattern here, it's a higher high, higher low pattern in Torrent Pharma. So if maybe if somebody is interested in buying Torrent Pharma in today's session, maybe if you find it around yesterday's opening, which was around 4524, if you find it around this price, then I think it would be a good price to buy Torrent Pharma at this current price, 4524, which is yesterday's opening. And maybe if you buy it for that price, then your first target should be 4622 and your last target should be 4672. Basically, you'll be swing trading around the yesterday's levels that are already there on the chart. So again, it shouldn't take a lot of time for the targets to come in Torrent Pharma. Obviously, if you're taking trade, stop loss is must. So you'll just do a 1:1 stop loss around the mid range of the previous range that the stock was trading in. So 4430 would be your ideal stop loss. First target 4622 and final target 4672. So this is for Torrent Pharma that you have to look at. Now, these were the two fundamental stocks that I had to cover again. Okay, Eicher Motors and Torrent Pharma. These are the two awesome companies releasing their fundamental results. But there are a couple of stocks that you have to look at from technical and news perspective as well. Right. So the number one stock is BSE Limited. Now we have been covering BSE Limited for some time now, right? I believe we had talked about BSE somewhere here when it was around 3,960 or maybe a little more before that. Before this consolidation had happened, before the results came in, we had talked about it somewhere here around 3,500. So from that, within I guess around 15 days or like 2 to 3 weeks, we are up from 3,600 to 4,300. Right, so amazing rally in Bombay Stock Exchange. Already the stock is at life high, and this particular stock, from the entire, I guess the capital markets segment, I believe Bombay Stock Exchange would do wonders. Also, given that NSE's IPO is coming up, I guess जब तक IPO नहीं आता, जब तक NSE list नहीं होता है, तब तक Bombay Stock Exchange will do wonders. So it's like a must-have stock in your portfolio if you have it. If you have it, very well. If you don't have it, right now also I guess the valuations are fine and good enough for Bombay Stock Exchange. Then fundamentally the strongest stock. the stock is strong. You look at the technicals, perfect higher high, higher low, and perfect bullish trend here for Bombay Stock Exchange. So an amazing stock and must have. Another stock that I have on the list, something that we have, I guess I don't have talked about GAIL on any of the live so far. So GAIL is now the reason why GAIL is rising is because of the falling crude oil and natural gas prices. Obviously, बात है, if the war is shutting down, if the Strait of Hormuz is open again, all of the ships can pass easily and they can carry crude and they can supply natural gas and the entire supply chain might come back to normal. At least there's hope for it to come back to normal. So that is the exact reason why GAIL, OIL, and all of the OMC's companies are rising as well. So again, the rationale behind seeing GAIL is simple. War is ending, natural gas prices are coming down. So I think we should keep an eye on GAIL now that it's consolidating after a steep rise. So I think let's wait for it to consolidate for a while. But again, 168 is an amazing level to add that in your portfolio. If you add it here at that at current market price, I guess your first target should be 173.9, or maybe let's round it to 174, and your second target should be 180. Again, if you're taking trade, stop loss is must. So 1 is to 1 ka stop loss, we can have it 163 somewhere over here. So 174, 163, 1 is to 1. And जैसे ही 174 के ऊपर जाएगा, you can trail your stop loss to your entry, and then you can have 1 is to 1 for 180 and 168. So these are the four stocks that I had to talk about. Eicher Motors, Torrent Pharma, Bombay Stock Exchange, and GAIL Limited. Read them.
Got it, got it. Now let's look at open interest and decode levels for Nifty today.
Definitely. So open interest is suggesting some interesting data to us, an interesting move coming up for the markets today. So current strike price, which is 24,050, because we closed at around 24,000, 24,13, 24,13 spot. So हमारा जो strike price है, that would be the nearest above level, which is 24,050. Here, if you look at the PCR, it is 0.84, and you have increased call wire. अब इसका क्या मतलब है? If you look at the call and put wire, it's almost similar. 50,700 lots are call में open, and put में the open lots are 42,440. विच मीन्स ऐसा it होता है ना, whenever you are wrestling, तो wrestling में ऐसा दोनों जगह से एकदम अच्छा मुकाबला हो रहा है. So yeah, it's more like a fight between the bulls and bears. So similar levels, 50,000, 42,000. Now interesting part is to see what happens when the Nifty opens down, maybe around 24,000 or below 24,000. Because if you look at any strike price below 24,050, all the strike prices have huge amount of put हुआ है. मतलब लोगों ने आंख बंद करके पुट बेच दिए. तो मार्केट नीचे जाएगा उसके होप में तो आप बैठो मत. आई एम टॉकिंग टू द यूजर्स, राइट? तो यूजर्स, मार्केट नीचे जाएगा उसके होप में तो आप बैठो मत. नीचे अगर जाएगा तो तुरंत वहां से वापस से रिवर्स होके ऊपर आ जाएगा. And another important thing to note today is today's 26th of May, which is expiry for Nifty, which makes today's day even more special because expiry के दिन तो expiries are known for like massive rallies, right? Volatility always on peak and कहीं किसी भी तरफ direction आ जाती है, किसी भी direction में market move हो जाता है. So expiries are known for it. So अगर यहाँ से ड्यूरिंग द डे नीचे जाता है तो यू हैव अ लॉट ऑफ हाईएस्ट पुट ओआईएस आर देयर एट 24,000 एंड देन यू हैव एट 23, तो अगेन 1,000 पॉइंट नीचे, इतना तो नीचे नहीं जाएगा. तो 24,000 23,500, दीज आर द टू सपोर्ट्स दैट यू हैव ऑन द डाउन साइड. एंड अगर ऊपर जाएगा तो ऊपर में आपके पास ऑब्वियसली 24,500 तो साइकोलॉजिकल लेवल है ही. Below 24,500 you have 24,400, 24,300, 200, 100. So basically every 100 points pay, there is somewhere where the Nifty is going to be stuck. But the important and interesting part would be to see whether Nifty is really stuck on every 100 points, or will the Nifty decisively cross all the levels and extend its rally till 24,500. If you consider technicals for a while, so what I am seeing here is already जहाँ पे अटकना था after 24,000, 24,041 and 24,050 का एक रेंज है जहाँ पे निफ्टी को अटकना था, which is the exact range जहाँ पे लास्ट टाइम आया था. तो द प्रीवियस रेंज था, वो रेंज का बिल्कुल मिड पॉइंट है, एंड दैट इज एग्जैक्टली वेयर निफ्टी क्लोज्ड यस्टरडे. सो आई थिंक अटकने के लिए वही एक रेंज थी अटकने वाली. इसके आगे अगर आप जाएंगे तो सीधे 24,150. वंस दैट इज क्लियर यू हैव अ क्लियर वे फॉर 24,351. तो 24,300 तक तो निफ्टी को कोई दिक्कत आनी नहीं चाहिए, एंड ऑप्शन डेटा इज ऑल्सो सजेस्टिंग दैट. द ओनली थिंग टू कीप इन माइंड इज टुडे इज एक्सपायरी. सो आंख बंद करके ओवरनाइट ट्रेड प्लीज मत करना, बिकॉज एक्सपायरी के दिन मतलब क्या होता है, योर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट गेट्स एक्सपायर्ड. So if you buy 2 lakh rupees worth of options on an expiry day of the same expiry day's contract, and if you forget to sell it, you won't get your 2 lakh rupees back. Those 2 lakh rupees contract is expired. That value of that money is zero now. So just keep that in mind and trade with caution. And yeah, that's pretty much all about the open interest aspect. Keep it up.
Perfect. Fantastic insights to get started with the trading session today. Thank you so much, Arjit, and let's reconnect tomorrow for a market wrap.